Most men make the same fatal mistake. They assume a woman's looks, charm, and words are enough proof of her value, and then they wonder why they end up in toxic, draining relationships that leave them broken the truth. She was showing you who she was all along. You just didn't know how to see it. The difference between wasting years and protecting your future comes down to this testing her character before you commit. And in this video, I'll show you 5 tests that no woman can fake. These 5 tests will reveal if she's truly worth your time or if you should walk away before she destroys you. As a psychologist and relationship coach, I've spent years helping men untangle the damage caused by choosing the wrong partner. I promise you, every single case had one thing in common. They ignored the early signs, and that's why I create videos like this. So subscribe, like, and share your own story in the comments. What was the biggest red flag you overlooked? I read every single one. And your story may help another man wake up. Now let's break down why testing is the only way to truly protect yourself. Most men step into relationships blind. You meet a woman, you're taken by her looks, her charm, maybe the way she makes you feel in the first few weeks, and you stop there. You assume that what you see on the surface is who she really is. That's where the biggest mistake begins. Attraction blinds you, and in that blindness, you hand over your time, your money, your energy, and eventually your peace of mind without ever checking if she deserves it. I've seen men waste years this way. Picture a man who invests 2 full years in a woman who keeps him around as an option. She enjoys his attention, his effort, his resources, but deep down, she never planned to truly commit. He only realizes this after he's drained emotionally and financially. That man didn't fail because he wasn't enough. He failed because he never tested her testing. A woman is not about playing games. It's about self-preservation. It's about knowing if she brings more value than just temporary excitement. Think of it like hiring someone for the most important role in your life. Would you bring them on without an interview? Without a trial run? Of course not yet. Most men do exactly that in love, and the cost is always higher than they expect. Here's the truth that hurts. Women are constantly evaluating men, whether they admit it or not, but too many men never think to evaluate back. They wait to be chosen, they hope they're good enough. That mindset is why you end up trapped in dynamics where you are the one giving and she is the one taking. The shift starts when you flip the script. You are not the applicant. You are not waiting for her approval. You are the one holding the standards. You are the one deciding if she measures up. Testing isn't about being cruel. It's about protecting your future from years of regret. When you finally understand that something powerful happens, the fear of losing her disappears, and the question changes. It's no longer, will she choose me? It becomes, do I even want her in my life after I test her character? That shift right there is where you start to take back control. Now let's get practical. These are the basic tests that every man should run on a woman before giving her his time, his energy, or his heart. They are simple, but the way she responds will tell you more about her character than weeks of small talk. Number 1, the respect test. Ask her for something small. It could be meeting you at a certain location, bringing a book you mentioned, or respecting the time you agreed on. Her reaction tells you everything. If she does it with ease, she respects you and the interaction. If she rolls her eyes, makes excuses, or acts like you're asking for too much, what she's really saying is that your time and effort are worth less than hers. That is not respect, it's entitlement. Number 2, the flexibility test. Change the plan slightly and watch how she handles it. Life is full of unpredictability. A woman who can adapt to a small change, like meeting at a different cafe or adjusting the schedule, shows that she's easygoing and cooperative. But if she throws a fit over something minor, imagine what happens when real challenges appear. That's not flexibility, that's fragility. Number 3, the investment test. A relationship is supposed to be mutual, not one-sided. Pay attention to whether she's willing to invest effort, time, or even small resources into the connection. Does she ever suggest a place, contribute to a date, or make a gesture that shows she's not just there to consume? If everything is always on you, planning, paying, providing, that's not partnership, that's her using you as a service provider. Number 4, the boundary test state, a clear preference or a personal limit. Maybe it's how often you are available for calls or how you don't tolerate disrespectful jokes. Watch if she respects it or tries to push past it. A woman who can honor boundaries will build with you. A woman who constantly tests, manipulates, or pressures you to bend shows you early on that she doesn't care about your standards, only her own comfort. Number 5, the gratitude test. Do something thoughtful and see if she acknowledges it. Gratitude isn't about grand speeches. It's about showing appreciation for the effort you put in a simple thank you, a smile, or a gesture. You're back if she treats your effort as if it's owed to her, if she never expresses appreciation. Understand this. The longer you stay, the more she will drain without giving anything in return. Here's the beauty of these tests. A woman with genuine interest and good character won't even realize she's being tested. She'll naturally pass because respect, flexibility, investment, boundaries, and gratitude are part of who she is. But if she fails, she'll fail quickly, and that saves you months or years of wasted energy. Remember, these tests aren't traps, they are windows. They reveal whether you're dealing with a partner who will stand beside you, or someone who sees you as nothing more than an opportunity to exploit. Once you've run the basic tests, it's time to go deeper. The advanced tests expose traits that women can usually hide in the honeymoon phase. These are the moments where masks slip and the truth comes out. Number one, the service test. Watch how she treats people who can do nothing for her. Waiters, drivers, employees, even strangers. If she is kind, respectful, and patient, that tells you her character runs deeper than surface charm. But if she is rude, dismissive, or condescending, understand this: one day when she no longer needs you, that same treatment will come your way. Number two, the stress test. Life will test you both with problems, setbacks, and disappointments. How does she react when the unexpected hits? If she faces challenges with composure, problem solving, or at least honesty, she's showing maturity. But if her first instinct is to explode, blame others, or spiral into drama, that's not temporary. It's her default wiring, and if she can't handle small storms, she will sink you both in bigger ones. Number three, the contribution test. Ask yourself a simple question. Does she add value to your life, or does she mainly take contribution? It doesn't always mean money. It could be her energy, encouragement, her ability to make your day better, or even practical. Support a woman who contributes, makes you stronger. A woman who only consumes drains you, leaving you weaker with every passing month. Number four, the loyalty test. Pay attention to how she speaks about you when you are not in the room. Do her friends hear her praising you, respecting you, showing that she's proud to be with you? Or does she criticize, mock, or downplay you behind your back? A loyal woman builds your reputation in private. A disloyal one undermines you the moment you're not around. Number five, the consistency test. This is where many men get fooled. Listen carefully. Words are cheap. Anyone can say the right things early on. The real measure is consistency. Does her behavior align with what she promised? Does she follow through, or does she live in contradictions? A woman who is inconsistent will keep you in a cycle of confusion, always hoping she'll become who she said she was, but never seeing it happen. These advanced tests matter because they cut through performance. In the early stages, everyone is on their best behavior, but no one can fake kindness to strangers forever. No one can fake loyalty when pressure comes. No one can fake contribution when real life demands it. That's why these tests reveal who she truly is. The bottom line is simple. A woman with strong character doesn't just pass these tests. She embodies them. The rest will eventually expose themselves, and your job is to catch it early before you've invested more than you can afford to lose. Running the tests is only half the battle. The real power comes from knowing how to read her reactions, because the way she responds under pressure, even in small ways, reveals her true level of interest, respect, and long-term potential. Let's break it down into four clear categories. A high-interest, good character response is the gold standard. This is the woman who doesn't just comply with your requests. She embraces them. You ask her to meet at a certain place. She shows up on time, maybe even brings something extra. You test her flexibility and she laughs off the change, enjoying the spontaneity. You set a boundary and she respects it, sometimes even thanking you for being clear. These are the women who add value effortlessly because it's who they are with. Her life feels lighter, not heavier. A moderate interest response is far more common. She'll do the things you ask, but only at the minimum level. She won't resist, but she also won't add extra effort. She respects some boundaries, but occasionally pushes just to see if you'll stay consistent. She invests when asked, but rarely initiates. This kind of woman isn't terrible, but she's not fully in. She's lukewarm, and a lukewarm partner becomes a long-term burden because you'll always feel like you're pulling her along. Rather than walking together, a low-interest response is where most men waste years of their lives. This is the woman who negotiates every request, delays simple things, or constantly makes excuses. She doesn't respect your boundaries and instead argues with them. She expects you to do all the planning, all the investing, all the effort. While she gives little to nothing in return, she might still enjoy your attention. She doesn't value you. Men stay with women like this because they confuse attention with affection. But make no mistake, this woman has already categorized you as low value, and then there's the explosive response. This one is the loudest, clearest signal to run immediately when a woman reacts to a reasonable boundary with anger, when she interprets a simple request as an attack. When she turns minor tests into full-blown drama, she's showing you exactly what life with her will be like. Explosive responses don't get better. Over time, they escalate. A woman who punishes you for having standards will turn your future into a cycle of chaos and emotional warfare. Here's the truth. One explosive reaction tells you more than 100 sweet words. Most men ignore it, hoping it was just a bad day. Don't make that mistake. A single uncontrolled outburst in the face of reasonable expectations is all the proof you need to walk away, because if she can't respect your tests now, she will never respect your standards later. Let's talk about the biggest mistake men make when it comes to testing women. It isn't choosing the wrong test. It isn't forgetting the steps. The fatal mistake is refusing to test at all. Why? Because deep down, too many men are terrified of losing female attention. This fear is called a scarcity mindset. It's the belief that opportunities with women are rare. That if you push back, if you set standards, if you walk away, you may never get another chance. Men trapped in scarcity accept poor behavior, excuse disrespect, and tolerate chaos because they're afraid this woman might be their only option. That fear turns them from leaders into followers, from choosers into beggars. And the more desperate you act, the faster her respect for you evaporates. I've watched countless men fall into this trap. They see red flags. They feel the disrespect. They know she's failing their unspoken tests, but instead of acting, they tell themselves stories. She'll change. It's not that bad. At least I'm not alone. What they don't realize is that every time they ignore their own standards, they teach her one thing. She can do whatever she wants and he'll still stay. Now let's flip the frame. An abundance mentality is the exact opposite. It's not arrogance, it's reality. There are millions of women in the world. Many of them would be thrilled to be with a man of discipline, standards, and value. When you understand that the fear of loss disappears, you stop seeing her as the prize, you start recognizing that you are the prize. Here's the ultimate shift. Power in relationships doesn't come from clinging, it comes from walking away. When you have the courage to leave a woman who fails your tests, you send a message louder than words. You prove to her and to yourself that you will not compromise your dignity for attention. That single decision transforms how women treat you and how you treat yourself. Never forget this: the true strength of a man isn't measured by how long he can endure disrespect. It's measured by how quickly he can cut it off and move forward. The moment you stop fearing the loss of one woman is the moment you gain control over every relationship in your life. There are times when testing isn't about negotiation patience or giving her more chances. There are times when a failed test means one thing only: leave immediately. Because certain traits aren't quirks. They're warnings of long-term disaster. If you ignore them, you're not being kind. You're being reckless with your own future. The first is serious personality dysfunction. Women who display traits of extreme volatility, manipulation, or narcissism will create chaos no matter how much love or effort you pour in. These aren't phases. They are ingrained patterns that intensify under stress. Staying with her doesn't heal her. It only breaks you. The second is victim mentality. A woman who constantly blames external factors for her life, who never takes accountability, will eventually assign you the role of caretaker. You'll become responsible for her happiness, her failures, her every disappointment, and no matter how much you give, it'll never be enough. The third is addiction. Whether it's substances, compulsive behaviors, or even social media obsession, addiction takes priority over everything, including you. If her loyalty is split between you and her addiction, you will always lose. The fourth is financial irresponsibility. Watch how she handles money. A woman who overspends lives in debt or feels entitled to your resources without contributing will drain not only your wallet, but also your peace of mind. Financial chaos is one of the fastest ways to destroy a man's stability. The fifth is deep family dysfunction that she refuses to confront. Everyone carries some scars, but if she brings unresolved trauma into the relationship without any effort to heal, it becomes your burden. Her battles become your daily life, and her chaos becomes the foundation of your home. Here's the truth: men avoid no amount of patience, money, or sacrifice can turn these traits into stability. You cannot fix what she refuses to face. The fantasy that love will change her is the lie that keeps men stuck in miserable, destructive relationships. Remember this line and let it burn into your memory. Beauty does not erase dysfunction, no matter how attractive she is. No matter how strong the chemistry feels, none of it compensates for patterns that will ruin your life. The bravest thing a man can do isn't holding on. It's walking away before he loses himself. At this point, the message should be crystal clear. Testing women isn't about manipulation, cruelty, or playing games. It's about survival. It's about clarity. It's about protecting yourself from years of wasted time, from financial ruin, from emotional collapse. Because when you test, you see reality in reality, no matter how. Uncomfortable is always better than illusion when you apply these tests with discipline. You stop being the desperate man hoping to be chosen. You stop being the man who compromises his dignity for attention. Instead, you become selective. You become a man with standards. You become the one who decides who earns access to your life. That's when everything changes because women can sense it instantly. A man who tests, who enforces, who walks away when necessary radiates strength. Strength is always respected, but here's the brutal truth. Most men will hear this, nod their heads, maybe even feel the sting of recognition, and still do nothing. They'll keep ignoring red flags. They'll keep clinging to women who fail every test. They'll keep hoping that love alone can turn dysfunction into harmony, and those men will pay the price. You don't have to. The choice is yours. You can continue down the same road, repeating the same patterns, or you can draw the line today. You can take these tests, use them, and finally take back control. Don't wait until your life is in pieces. Don't wait until your confidence is shattered. Don't wait until you've given years to the wrong woman. Test early, test consistently. Never apologize for protecting your future. If this message hits you hard, it's supposed to. That's how growth begins. Now, if you want more real-world tools to keep your power and build relationships on your terms, hit that subscribe button like this video and drop your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement makes sure more men hear the truths that algorithms try to bury. Remember this, you are not the applicant. You are not waiting for approval. You are the prize. Start living like it.